Wizards of the Coast are on an absolute killing spree. Everything they touch turns to absolute shit at this point, and that's honestly if we're lucky. Sure, we talk constantly about the grand evils of the world: Bethesda, Microsoft, Xbox, Sony, CDPR, and so many others. But I honestly feel like we do not give enough credit to Wizards of the Coast. This is a company that has for almost a decade ruined, destroyed literally every franchise that has had a cult following. And it's not like gonna be stopping soon. I'm gonna take you on an adventure because now Wizards of the Coast have decided to destroy the Dark Sun franchise. The Dark Sun franchise is something very old. I barely know anything about it, honestly. I just know that the setting is pretty brutal and cool and interesting. It has a lot of nuance in it, and it's a very understandable, bad is bad type of story. And Wizards of the Coast are gonna remove all the bad from it. Oh yeah, Wizards of the Coast is bringing a Dark Sun back to Dungeons and Dragons in 2027. Slavery is being removed from Dark Sun. WotC, also known as Wizards of the Coast, I'm gonna call him that sometimes in this video if I feel like it, confirmed in an interview. Designers from Dungeons and Dragons, from the Dungeons and Dragons team, discuss capturing the unique, violent, and gritty aesthetic of Dark Sun while also adapting its controversial history. There's nothing controversial about this, okay? They are gonna completely gutter and destroy a dark setting. And honestly, this tweet summarizes it perfectly. I mean, this is an example of what Dark Sun is about. Just from this picture right here, we know what's up, boys. Boom, that's right, fist bump. We know what's up, boys. We just need to see this picture and we know what kind of stuff's happening here. Dark Sun should have more slavery. And yes, they're removing slavery. I don't know why. Slavery's pretty cool. I don't know why we don't have it, but it is what it is. Adding a murder, cannibalism, more genocide, more ethnic cleansing, more everything awful. More skulls being smashed and fighting pits, more vampiric dragons sucking the life out of the planet for their own power, more wizards conducting disturbing experiments on the population, their souls black and cruel. Dark Sun as a setting cannot be done justice by the corporate Wizards of the Coast. This is not even corporate Wizards of the Coast. This is woke Wizards of the Coast. The idea that Wizards of the Coast can even handle a setting that has minor violence at this point is preposterous. It's insane, it's abysmal, it's impossible. Okay? And they're gonna take one of the most dark settings. Like, Dark Sun's setting is kind of 40k-ish in a sense. In some ways, it's even more brutal. It can be even more brutal. In some ways, it's more tame. Again, I'm not a huge Dark Sun expert. This was way before my time as an existence, even. But, you know, again, look at the picture and you understand what the setting is about. We don't need words. We know what this is, boys. We know how this plays out, okay? And I'm a warlord, and I'm gonna do things. I'm gonna do a lot of bad things, and it's gonna be fine. Don't you worry about it. So, needless to say, the moment the internet heard that Wizards of the Coast are touching Dark Sun, everyone just lost their shit. Granted, I'm a couple of days too late on this, and there have been bigger posts and whatnot. But this is a kind of a big thing, because Wizards of the Coast have been destroying, vocifying franchises, characters for a very, very long time. This is what people are currently expecting Dark Sun to be. Yeah. Literal modern day slop. They're gonna upgrade it to modern audiences, and not even good modern audiences. They're gonna upgrade it to people who don't understand how violence is even possible, because they have trust funds and they're communists. The irony of communists not understanding violence, even though it's the prime tenet of communism, will never stop being hilarious, by the way, but this is our life. And now let me give you just a small rundown how absolutely disgustingly horrid Wizards of the Coast are. And when I say small rundown, it's not a fucking small rundown. I'm just gonna be fast about it because I don't want to make this a 5-hour long video because it is that bad. I'm not kidding when I say everything the Wizards of the Coast touches turns into woke trash. So, Wizards of the Coast made a deal with the Tolkien estate so they can release a Magic the Gathering Lord of the Rings theme set. And they blackified half the characters. Wizards of the Coast in general are making currently things like angels and gods black on mass, which is hilarious. And here in the one most notable thing that they did in this set was make Aragorn black. That's right. I mean, I see absolutely no difference. If you do, that's because you're a bedman. And this is bad, but this is just their most minor grievance, honestly, considering everything. Once upon a time, Wizards of the Coast tried to make a game called Magic Legends, which was a top-down Lost Ark type of game. And we can just look at the gameplay trailer for this. This got, by the way, 450k views. Check this out. Now, if you're thinking, did a multi-billion company actually release a trailer this fucking unbelievable bad? Then yes, they unironically did. But it gets worse, okay? We're gonna talk about the characters that they allow you to play a little bit later on. But yes, this looks like abhorrent garbage tier slop. Because it is. I played this game, okay? And these are the characters you could play, okay? Strong, independent, diverse woman, number 1. Gay boy, number 1. Strong, independent, diverse woman, number 2. Strong, independent, diverse man, number 1. Strong, independent, diverse man, number 2. Yes, these are the characters you could play. And this one didn't even have an auto attack that worked properly. I'm not shitting you. The game released, by the way. It got closed. It's already closed down. I played it at the start. And Wizards of the Coast, they went all in, okay? This game, they sponsored, this was years ago. I don't even remember how many, 4, 5-ish, something like that. They sponsored every streamer under the sun to play this. Some of them were sponsored to literally play this game for like 2 or 3 days. Some were sponsored to just play it for like 1 day. This game, with literally millions of views funneled through streamers, didn't even last 4 hours. It was dead. The streamers who were contracted to play the game for 3 days, after 2 hours, they literally just sat AFK in the town. The game was so bad. I remember playing this and lasting 15 minutes. Typically, that would be pretty long, but I mean, for a game that's not that long. You know what I'm saying? Yes, this was unbelievable. It was bad on every level. Like, words cannot explain, honestly, how piss poor the experience was. It was horrible. Again, people were contracted for 3 days to stream straight, and they just AFK'd. Their contracts granted. I think there was a situation where they were told, okay, you don't need to stream because streamers en masse. No one was playing the game. They were just AFK sitting in the town, sometimes clicking on the ground, and that's it. No one wanted to play this. It felt so unbelievably bad. And yes, again, it's diversity hell right here. And again, this was the Wizards of the Coast last attempt at the game. But it gets worse from here on, okay? If you follow D&D, then you know that Wizards of the Coast currently have made orcs into Mexicans. That's right. If you're a Mexican, congratulations. Now you can write on your birth certificate orc, and it's gonna be great. And all they want to do is just find a home that's gonna accept them. Yes. I don't know what this is, but this is some kind of official spin-off of D&D that's currently happening. I am literally not even in the slightest surprise what I'm seeing here, to be completely honest. It's probably even, this can only get worse. This was their last celebratory thing about D&D. You know, the gay beholder floating, like, kill me now. This also went viral, as you know. I mean, the more you look at this picture, the worse it gets. Again, this is literally D&D. And the funniest part is, Wizards of the Coast WotC is owned by Hasbro. And I did not cover this, but I honestly should have. It's the fact that the Wizards of the Coast part of Hasbro is the parent company of Wizards of the Coast. Wizards of the Coast employees are pissed and wanted to do like a strike or boycott or something against Hasbro because turns out they want to do more than this. Hasbro is actually keeping the leash around their necks so they don't go full fucking in. Yes, unironically, this is not them even fully doing the WoW garbage that they want themselves to do. And they got pissed that Hasbro is not allowing them to go deeper than this. I mean, bro, there's deeper than this? Are you kidding me? They actually unironically can do worse than this? That is unbelievable. Honestly, Hasbro should just take the leash off at this point. Let's fucking see how bad things get. Wizards of the Coast are currently working. Baldur's Gate 3 is officially planned by Wizards of the Coast, but it is very early concept stages with no release date, no assigned developers, and no launch window. Yes. The moment Larian almost didn't make Baldur's Gate 3 because Wizards of the Coast wasn't even that much entrenched in grain in what happened to that game. Okay? Larian does not want to do Baldur's Gate 4 because Wizards of the Coast, after Baldur's Gate's success, now actually wants to step in and also make decisions. That's why Larian is not making Baldur's Gate 4 because they literally said this. This is a thing that's confirmed. And also, all of this is real, by the way. Again, if someone who does not know this channel looks at this, they'd probably think I'm joking or making all of this up. No, you can Google all of this and find it. It's very well documented, in fact. But yeah, Larian does not want to make Baldur's Gate 4 because Wizards of the Coast would actually have high input now. Because it's their IP at the end of the day. So Wizards of the Coast owns D&D. Same way that they own Dark Sun, sadly. And yeah, that's why Larian is making their own thing. Well, keeping doing their own thing, I guess the right way to say that would be. But in any case, and now Wizards of the Coast is going to try and milk the success of Larian by making Baldur's Gate 4. Yes. And if you think that's bad, this, you may recognize this fine he, she, it, they, them individual. Yes, we all know what this is, right? This fine individual was rumored to be a part of Skeleton Key of Wizards of the Coast. And, yes, the CEO, the one making all of the decisions. This is the person that literally killed Dragon Age Railguard, made it all about themselves, their own trauma dump, trans identity establishing game. And Wizards of the Coast hired this situation and said, maybe we can get you to make Baldur's Gate 4. You're a great fit. Yes. Now, we don't know at this point if it's actually going to be Baldur's Gate 4, but there's still a high chance. I have already talked about the Skeleton Key studio and whatnot, so I'm not going to go into this too much. Again, this is just a short summary of some of the stuff that Wizards of the Coast have done in the past years. It's bad. And one of the newest games that soon is going to be launching is obviously Exodus. I have talked about Exodus a lot. It is one of the premier space games currently out there. Obviously, do not buy Exodus, do not pre-order Exodus. Exodus is absolute abhorrent garbage trash shit dumpster fire there. Go play. Damn, I always forget the name. It's great. The other one. I forgot what it's called. Intergalactic? No, that's another woke one. I'll get the names. I'll remember the names sooner or later. But I mean, if you don't know what Exodus is a Mass Effect successor that Wizards of the Coast is sponsoring. And needless to say, I mean, okay, I'll shut up. Just listen to the dialogue.
When you look out at this cave, the ruins, what do you see? Can you describe it to me?
The walls are towering, celestial. But the cave is starting to reclaim them. The colors are all muted in the dark. Grays and browns. Some green where lichen is growing. The light from the surface is catching in the dust. Looks like fog.
It sounds lovely put like that. The way I perceive the same sight is quite different. More LiDAR than stereoscopic vision. Volume, shape, mass. My drone feeds me data, not video. I know there is light. I could tell you it's precise radiometry and photometry, but I can't see it. But there are things I can see, metaphorically speaking, or, maybe metaphysically. You've seen it, the way I can interact with some celestial glyphs. I'm not like you. It isn't built into me the same way.
Yes. This is Mass Effect 5, by the way, to a huge degree. Some people claim that this is going to be great. I personally am starting to look in the direction of tree branches and tightly knit nooses. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Yes, Exodus. The game where gender and race are so ambiguous that even body type A and body type B are too specific and offensive. This is what we're talking about. And this is, again, not even all of the stuff Wizards of the Coast have done. This is just like the past 2 years of news. Everything they touch turns to shit, as you can clearly tell. And we do not talk enough about this horrible company, honestly. They're like Games Workshop with Warhammer 40k, honestly, but with a lot first. It is crazy. And again, this is one of the most incompetently run companies ever. Their CEO was a woman whose previous experience was selling cigarettes. Again, I'm not making anything up here. I swear to God, I have not made this. Why do I have to say this? Because the reality is so fucking insane that the normal person watching this who doesn't know anything is going to be like, there's no way this is real. It can't be real. It can't be this insane. It is. Their CEO at the time was a woman that sold Marlboro cigarettes. A gaming company hired the CEO that sold cigarettes. And she completely destroyed the company more than it already was. It is insane how absolutely bad this company is. In any case, I'm just gonna stop before I break down. Anyway, like the video, guys. Takes less than a second. Honestly, this time I deserve it, okay? This was painful. I don't want to relive these memories, okay? I'm just sharing the pain. This is my trauma dump, okay? This is my establishing non-binary identity. It is what it is, boys. Like the video right now. Takes less than a second. Thank you. And have a nice day. Bye-bye.